What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ben Allen, and for those of you that are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the little bell notification, that way you guys can stay up to date with all of my new content. But yeah guys, pretty much today's video, I'm just going over some of the materials and medical equipment you can find inside, just a standard 68 whiskey combat medic aid bag, right? There's a bunch of different aid bags out there, but the one I'm gonna be going over is the M9, right? But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright guys, so like I said, I'm going to be going over just medical equipment that you can find inside an aid bag, right? Pretty much this bad boy right here. It's called an M9. There's a bunch of different versions out there, but pretty much that's the ones we have here where I'm at right now. So I figured, hey, why not show you just some of the stuff that's inside of this aid bag, right? Just gonna be a quick little, hey, this is what this does, this is what this is for type of video. I hope you guys like it. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys want more videos like this. Be more than happy to make them for you. But yeah, let's go straight into it. Alright guys, what is up? So pretty much to start off, you have the M9 aid bag, pretty much. It's completely empty. I took everything out. I'll show you all that stuff in a bit. But yeah, this is pretty much the outside. It's got buckles, zippers on the bottom to put stuff in. You can open it up, kind of just folds open on itself. Got like 4 pouches in here that you can fill up with different types of medical equipment. Right here you have like just little elastic things, so you can put like your NCDs and stuff like that up in there. It's a pretty simple design. I am personally not a fan of this one, just because I don't think you can fit as much stuff as I personally would like, but it gets the job done. It's what we have here. I personally recommend buying your own because, like aid bags to me should be shooter's preference, whatever fits your needs best, whatever you can work through the most. But yeah, getting into the actual items, right? We have all of these items right here, right? And this isn't like everything you would have in there. You'd probably have more stuff, but pretty much just a lowdown of what goes inside an aid bag, right? So right here you have the tourniquets, right? And the way I line these up is just pretty much, HABCs in the order that we do our assessment. So hemorrhaging, airway, breathing, circulation, and then treat for shock. So we've got the tourniquets right here, probably one of the most important items in the entire aid bag because, you can control bleeding. They have a longer life expectancy because they're not going to bleed out, right? If you can get one of these on or a couple of these on, you greatly improve the casualty's chance of survival. But going on, right, just a bunch of different bandages, right? You got these, just S-rolled gauze. They're just pretty much packaged in there, really compressed. Curlex, I actually really like Curlex because, you can use it in lieu of Band-Aid, stuff like that. Somebody gets cuts, you can just use Curlex, wrap it up, put some tape on it. Some cravats, you can make some slings out of those should you need to. Gloves right here, just in case you want to be sanitary about it, And then combat gauze, right? Quick clot combat gauze. These pretty much have like a hemostatic agent on there, so like pretty much it helps coagulate the blood when you pack it into the wound and stuff like that. It's just really helpful. These are like the go-to should you ever have to use them. Some ace wraps, right? Just pretty much to like wrap any like scrapes, bruises, cuts, or not bruises but cuts and stuff like that. Just really good. It can also help to wrap junctional wounds. Next is ETBs, emergency trauma bandage. Pretty much there's like a little picture that shows you like how it looks and how to apply it. These are also really good because they have a little pressure thing around there that you just, like a self-pressurizing loop type of thing. You wrap it and it just puts more pressure on the wound. But yeah, that's pretty much like stuff you would use for like hemorrhaging, bleeding, stuff like that in the age portion of a trauma assessment. Moving on, we have airway, right? So not that much goes into airway, right? You can always try to reposition the casualty to try and fix any airway issues, right? But should they be unconscious and have like no facial trauma like whatsoever, Good thing is MPA, right? Nasal pharyngeal airway. I'll actually put a video up showing how this thing works. It's pretty funny, especially in training when people get voluntold to take one of these. But you could use lube or even the casualty's own blood as lubrication to get it to go in the nose. But yeah, that'll also just help the unconscious casualty like better breathe should they have like airway problems. And should they have like burns or any like facial trauma and stuff like that, you have a crike kit right here. Pretty much comes with a scalpel, endotracheal tube, all stuff like that, just a crike and stuff like that. You actually just make a little slit in their cricothotomy membrane, and you put a tube in there, and you can pretty much like help them breathe if you have a BVM and stuff like that, right? So that's pretty much airway. There's a few other things you could do, but I'll get into that in another video. Moving on to breathing, right? So should they like take a gunshot wound to the chest, stuff like that, right? You have like wound sealing kits and Bolin chest seals. There's different types of chest seals out there. These are the ones that we have. But pretty much, right, you can just, like say they have a gunshot wound to their chest, right? Pretty much slap one of these bad boys on there, and it should stop the bleeding, should stop like the pressure from building up, should it like have penetrated their lungs and stuff like that, and hopefully just stop like blood from coming out and things like that. But it's good. You can also use the packaging as well as a chest seal because it's really good plastic. So like blood isn't going to seep through, air isn't going to seep through, stuff like that. It's not porous pretty much. So yeah. Next, right, we have NCDs, right? So they have like a tension pneumothorax pretty much. You'd stick one of these bad boys in the chest area. There's a certain spot that you want to do it, but again, I'll save that for another video. Just showing you what it looks like. It's a really long needle. You see the catheter right there, and yeah, NCDs. So that's pretty much a breathing portion, right? And then moving on, you have the stuff for circulation, right? So like, should you have like actual like medications in the form of like an IV and stuff like that, you could move on to this portion, right? So you got your IV tubing, right? You got your IV starter kit, right? Pretty much comes with the needles, the elastic band, right, to get the veins to pop out a little more. They got alcohol swabs in there, so you can disinfect the area that you're going to stick with the needle. This is just another saline kit right here. It's just a little more compact. You can't really see what's inside it, but pretty much everything that's in this one is in this one, right? And you got your bags, right? We just have normal saline because, you know, we're not like deployed or anything right now, so it's just regular stuff. You know, should the patient be dehydrated or stuff, you could also use lactated ringers. It's also very helpful. But yeah, and then tape is like always gonna be a love-hate relationship, you know, because if you got gloves on, it's a bitch just to like get it like undone, and then it sticks to shit. But tape is really good. I recommend, you know, pre-cutting strips of tape and just, you know, having them available like somewhere on your aid bag or on the back of a SAM splint. And then trauma shears, right? These bad boys can cut through pennies, dimes, and stuff like that. They're really good for cutting off the casualty's clothes should you need to access like a part of their body that's covered up where you suspect there might be an injury. So always good to have trauma shears. And then moving down here, we have blizzard survival blanket, right? So pretty much we use these to treat for shock, right? Should the casualty like had a heat stroke or stuff like that, or he's lost a lot of blood, you know, you want to help regulate that. So you wrap them up in pretty much this. It's a huge blanket. It's like a foil aluminum type of thing, and it just helps conserve their heat, and you know, it just helps treat for shock again. And then just a couple like miscellaneous items, right? You got a SAM splint right here. It's good for splinting like broken arms, broken ankles, sprained ankles, stuff like that. Really good to have a couple of these, right? And then some alcohol swab sticks just to disinfect any wounds that the casualty might have. Other things you could have in an aid bag would be just pretty much like medications that you'd want to take or back to tracing and just stuff like that. But aid bags are definitely not limited to pretty much anything. Like whatever you think you need is good to have. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much some of the materials that could go in an aid bag. If y'all want to see a video about how to actually stock the aid bag, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to make that happen. But yeah, guys. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. You know, I just went through a little of the basic stuff that we get as 68 whiskeys, combat medics, you know, stuff like that, you know, that you can just have in your aid bag. I personally, like I said, don't really like the M9 aid bag just because, you know, I don't like the design. I feel like it could be a little more streamlined, you know, a little easier to access, stuff like that. I bought my own because I personally, you know, just like using it. It's a lot easier for me, and I know where everything's at, and it's just modular. I love it. But yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys want more, like I said, let me know. If you guys also want to see a video of exactly how to stock the M9 aid bag, I'd be more than happy to make one of those for you as well. Let me know down in the comment section below, right? If you guys want to follow more of, you know, the medic stuff that I do, or just the Army stuff that I do in general, you can follow my Instagram at Ben_Allen175. Yeah, I like 175. It's a good number. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, right? And share these videos to all of your friends, all of your family, or just anybody you know that is planning to join the military in general, right? Feel like it can help them out. Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it, right? The channel is continuing to grow because of you, and I could not be happier. So thank you guys for continuing to watch these videos, supporting the channel, supporting me. It means a lot, guys. I hope to see you on the next one. Later.